My heart is in.
Alright, what's going on, you guys? Got a few videos to do regarding this whole catchweight issue, alright? Because we're having the same issue here with Ward and Golovkin now, alright? It seems like we're getting a little bit closer to maybe possibly having a fight between them, but now the weight thing is an issue. Maybe we're not really getting closer. Maybe that's just the catchweight that was offered by Team Golovkin is just a way of getting Ward completely out of here, okay? No more talk. I'm not going to fight you unless it's got this weight, which you probably can't make, and Ward is going to turn it down, and that's probably going to be that. But that's for another video. This video here, I'm going to speak on Rigondeaux and what's this guy? Lomachenko, okay? So basically, the news is Rigondeaux offered to fight Lomachenko at 124 catchweight, okay? It's in between their weights, you know. Rigondeaux fights at 122. Lomachenko fights at 126. So he said, come down to 124 plus. I want to fight you at, you know, he wants there to be a rehydration clause or whatever. And basically, first Lomachenko turned down the catch weight of 124. If you're gonna fight me, you're gonna come to my weight at 126. And then he later, you know, turned down the whole what's it called? The rehydration clause as well, okay, at 134, whatever weight it was. Okay, so now this is my thing. Is Guillermo Rigondeaux willing to go to 126 and fight him? All right, and that's the question. You know, what's gonna happen next? Because I'm already seeing that they're possibly trying to get a match. Team Lomachenko might be trying to get a match with Nonito Donaire. Okay, because they're not gonna fight Nicholas Walters because Nicholas Walters don't have a title. Okay, but that's another argument for another video, okay, on why he's not fighting Nicholas Walters. But you know what? Since I'm not going to make a video on that topic, I'll just say this. Nicholas Walters, partly to blame for why that fight is not happening because Walters had a title. He lost it because he couldn't make weight, and now that's a very dangerous fight for anyone at 126, and you giving somebody a reason to not fight you. You had a title. Lomachenko had a title. It would have been a you know, a unification match, and because you don't have a title no more, you're giving a guy a reason that probably don't want to fight you unless they have to. You're giving a guy a reason not to fight you. So you shouldn't have lost your title. You should have made weight, and I know sometimes it happens. You know, he gained a lot of weight. I heard he you know, didn't make weight, and it is what it is. You know, he didn't fight for a long time. But whatever, you know, you didn't fight, you don't have the title no more, and now Lomachenko is not fighting you. But going back on topic, now catchweight people, okay, we've been talking about catchweights all the time. I made a video about catchweights, okay. I'm a little in the middle of it because the reason why I'm in the middle of it, and the reason why I've said in my previous video, yeah, do I wish there was no catchweights at all? Yes, of course, but I understand that the game, the sport, is going into a catch weight era, or whatever you could call it. I understand that it's catch weights are here to stay. If you're the A side, you're gonna want to call the shots. You're gonna make everything. Everybody is going based on what the top fighters are doing when it comes to these fights. All right, the A side, B side thing is running through boxing right now. Everybody is doing it. Okay, and catch weights is a big, huge part of it. Now, you gotta understand, if you don't like catch weights, fine. But you gotta understand, there's a lot of fights that you want to see that you're not gonna ever see because a fighter is not gonna agree to the catch weight. Okay, we was gonna see Broner versus Khan. We didn't see the fight because Khan turned down Broner's catch weight. Broner, who can't even make 140, but he is fighting at 140. He can't even make 140 himself. Yet he's telling guys at 147, if you're going to fight me, you're going to fight me at my catch weight of 143, 144, or whatever. These birds, they only come out when I'm ready to do a video. So that's the new thing now, all right? And, you know, I lost my train of thought. Okay, but, you know, Broner said, okay, Khan, you're not going to take it. I'll just move it over. Off of Sean Porter saying catch weight. Sean Porter takes the fight Then we got the fight that a lot of people wanted to see. A lot of people loved that fight, you know. So, um, yeah, I mean, you got to pick and choose what you want here because, yeah, we all don't want catch weights and we all want things to be fair. You know, we don't want no one to be drained for a fight. But at the same time, we do want to see the fights, you know. So now that this catchweight thing is out of the way, will Lomachenko take Rigondeaux? Will Rigondeaux move up to 126? Let's see if he's still going to go to 126 and fight him. We'll see if Lomachenko is even interested in taking this fight, you know. He never seemed to really be that interested. Only thing I seen him say before, or his camp say, was that Rigondeaux was too small. Okay, so we got to decide what you want as a boxing fan. Do you want catch weights? Because if we're gonna get catch weights, some fights we're gonna get fights that we want to see. I know I really want to see that fight. You know, I've made videos about this fight. Well, I'm not about this fight, but I've said it in videos. You know, on top fights that I want to see. These are two fighters that I always wanted to see. Two greatest amateurs of all time, you know, arguably. Not only that, but they're two of the most technical fighters in the game. Two totally different styles, all right? But what I will say is this. I'm not going to break down the fight or anything, but one thing that I will say about this fight, I really don't know who's going to win. You know why? Because I think Rigondeaux is just barely a little bit more talented. You know, I think he is more talented. Not by much. And I don't think the talent gap is big enough to a point where Lomachenko can't win this fight, especially because he is much bigger than him. You know, he is much bigger than him. And even though Rigondeaux is used to fighting guys that are bigger and taller, he's not fighting guys as skilled, nearly as skilled as Lomachenko. Okay, a guy that is just like him, uses his feet well for defense. Okay, he uses his feet well for defense. In fact, he uses his feet as well, very good as well, to close the distance between the two. We all know that Rigondeaux likes his space. He doesn't like to get crowded. All right, he doesn't throw combinations like that. He really doesn't. Okay, and he cannot fight on the inside. He cannot stay on the pocket. All right. Lomachenko, the bigger guy, is he gonna gain respect from Lomachenko? Okay, because you know, even though Guillermo Rigondeaux has power at 122, he's knocked people out. Is he gonna get it from the respect from Lomachenko? Because Lomachenko is a bigger guy. You know, is his power gonna matter? You know, and Lomachenko is a guy, let's talk more about his legs. It's a guy that is great at changing levels and getting low and coming up under you. All right. Guillermo Rigondeaux hasn't been fighting guys like that. Okay. And as good as he is as creating space, all right, this is a guy that can actually get on the inside of you, you know, and you've seen the Gary Russell fight. Gary Russell's much shorter than Lomachenko, but look how low Lomachenko was able to get up under him. All right, and he's a great counterpuncher. On top of that, great counterpuncher. There's gonna be two technicians trying to counter each other. I think it'll be a great fight. It might be a boring fight for others, but I think it's a great fight. I'm not sure, you know. So I can see why they want a catchweight. There's, you know, a little bit insecurity there on how, you know, if Rigondeaux can actually win that fight. That's the only reason why they're asking for a catchweight. That's the only reason, you know. They're a little uncertain. I think, I really believe that size will make a difference between the fighters. I really do. You know, I don't know who's gonna win, but I think size could be a very large effect in that fight. All right. So I don't know who will win, but is Rigondeaux willing to come to 126 if it's still available, if it's still on the table? Is Rigondeaux, does he really want to come to 126 and fight Lomachenko? Does he want to do that? All right. We seen him hurt. We seen him down before. Even in the Amagasa fight, he got dropped like twice. Okay, so is he willing to really step up there at 126? And if you beat Lomachenko, you better believe that you better fight Nicholas Walters right after, because it's no way you're gonna get around that fight. You know, because at 122, no one wants to fight you. You're not gonna get a fight with Leo Santa Cruz. You know, all these other guys, Frampton, Quigg, they don't want to fight you. You know, so. That's just my thoughts. You know, overall, you guys gotta figure out what you guys want. You know, do you guys want to see the fight? we all wanted to be at a certain weight, but these guys want to meet in the middle or make they always want to meet in the middle at this point. They don't want to. The divisions really are just there just to be there. They gotta discuss. There's no reason to have a division. Just make the fight and decide on whatever weight you want to make it. Meet in the middle. Even if the guy was just fighting at that same weight, they want you to come down. They want to drain you. They want some type of advantage over you. Okay, it's just what it is, and it goes to Rigondeaux too. I love Rigondeaux. I'm not saying he's scared, but he clearly does not want to fight Lomachenko at 126 at his full weight. He wants there to be some kind of advantage towards him because he is small. He is small. He is small. That's what a fact. That's a fact. He is small. But if you want to fight the guy, fight him at his best. Beat him at his best. We don't want to hear no excuses of him being drained. But that's part of the game now, Lomachenko might not even be drained at 124, He might not. It might not even be a difference, But, Sean Porter looked good against Broner. But anyway, all right, that's it. I'm done. Make sure you subscribe, and I got more things to talk about, all right? So be on the lookout. Peace.